The life you're living looks completely fine from the outside. You have a job, you have friends, you have a routine, you're on top of things, and you're showing up. But on the inside, you feel chaotic and stressed, like you're barely getting through each day. You're surviving it, but only just. You exist in a low-level reactive state, keeping up with your obligations, but then you have no energy for anything else. That's survival mode. I lived there for about 2 years, and getting out of it wasn't one single decision. It was actually 3. Today, I'm going to walk you through all of them. So what is actually happening? Because it's not a motivation problem or laziness, and it's not like you're not trying hard enough. When your nervous system is under sustained pressure, it narrows your focus. It stops you planning ahead. Its only focus is protecting you, getting you through the day and minimizing any risks. So even if you know that things need to change, you're unable to do anything about it because your brain doesn't have any more capacity to think about anything else other than short-term survival. So here's how I escaped survival mode. The first thing I did was stop, pause, so my nervous system and my brain could recover. I took a couple of weeks off work, which got me out of the low-level reactive state I was operating in, where I was constantly fighting fires and ending the day mentally, physically, and emotionally drained. As the days went on, I felt my brain reawakening, and I was able to think more clearly than I had in a long time. This was how I got the perspective on my life and realized I was living totally out of alignment with my needs. These 2 weeks off broke the cycle I was stuck in. Even if you genuinely can't take the time off work, find a way to pause and interrupt the pattern. This gap, however small, is the first step to escaping survival mode. Once I'd had a chance to pause and recover, the next step was to create a bit more breathing room. And so I simplified my life. I cut back all of the things that I was doing because I should. The obligations that I didn't really want to do. When your life is running on autopilot, there's a lot of things in there that you don't actually want to do. Commitments you said yes to months ago and resent now. Social obligations that drain more than they give. Standards you're holding yourself to that nobody actually set. And a packed day that gives you no time to think. So I started cutting things back until my life felt simple. Fewer decisions, less obligations, and less pretending to be on top of things that I really wasn't. This gives your body and your mind space and time to recover. But it's also where most people skip ahead too fast, because the slowing down feels strange, uncomfortable, maybe even a little unsafe. But sit in it for a while, because the next step deserves your full energy. Most people rush into rebuilding their life without actually knowing what they're building towards. But something in your life wasn't working. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been stuck in survival mode in the first place. So take the time to experiment, try new things, and rediscover who you are. Do this instead of picking a direction and trying to get there as fast as possible. Once I stopped, I felt more lost than ever before. I didn't know who I was anymore, what I enjoyed or what I valued. I had been pretending to be okay for so long, I had lost myself. Living in survival mode had hollowed me out, and the career, success and wealth I had been chasing felt empty. So instead of rebuilding in the same direction, I started experimenting, trying a new thing each week. New gym classes, day trips, creative projects, and different social activities. I wasn't rebuilding yet, I was figuring out what I responded to as this new version of myself. When you exit survival mode, you will not be the same person that you were before. Your interests shift, your mindset changes. What energized you in your early 20s might drain you now. You have been ignoring yourself for so long that you have to find out who you are on the other side of this. And the only way to do this is to try new things. So, you can use this framework anytime your life starts to feel heavy. It's not a one-off fix. You can run to this pattern interrupt whenever you need it. So stop, strip back, and experiment. The goal is to build a life that fits who you are now. Something where you feel like you're thriving, not just surviving. And to do this, you need to start over. Relay the foundation. I go into the details of how I rebuilt my life from scratch in 5 months in this video. These are the changes I made after burning out from my dream job and have transformed my life in ways I could never imagine. You will get there too.